violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
Tonight, we just learned the identity of the Fulton County inmate who was found dead inside his cell last week. Our sources say 20-year-old Shamar McLeroy's ankles and wrists were bound at the time.
Dang. So this is the same jail, if I'm not mistaken, that Young Thug and Gunna are being held in. They say his legs or his hands and ankles or wrists and ankles were bound. I mean, sounds like they were doing something to little bruh here. So this is definitely a very scary situation because you have a lot of inmates starting to, turn up dead in these prisons, not specifically in the Fulton County jail, but all throughout the Metro Atlanta area, as we've covered. And I mean, this one is one of the weirder ones. A lot of people are trying to paint these mysterious deaths onto the COs. And even though we know there is corruption within the COs, we also pretty much know that to go this far is a stretch, okay, for a lot of these COs. So they're not really doing that.
The medical examiner tells 11 Alive just hours ago that cause of death has yet to be determined. Earlier tonight, we caught up with McLeroy's grandmother, who says they wanted to help him but just didn't know how.
Down the street, you just couldn't get through here. And so I said, we're just going to let him stay in jail.
So you thought he'd be safer in jail?
Mm-hmm. Get on the street.
So he was on it. You heard what she said. She's saying the same thing that Charleston White be saying, right? He said they probably better off in jail, better off in prison, because she said that boy has so much beef in the streets that when he got to prison, she thought he'd be safer there, but it looks like he ran into some people who were connected to his ops in prison, and they made him pay the ultimate price. And I don't know if the YSL is involved in this one too, but it wouldn't surprise me if Young Thug and them was still getting busy behind bars. Now, I'm not pinning this one on them, but I'm just saying in general.
Didn't know how.
Down the street, you just couldn't get through here. And so I said, we're just going to let him stay in jail.
So you thought he'd be safer in jail?
Mm-hmm. Get on the street. But I was wrong. I was dead wrong.
The family says there will be a vigil and balloon release at the jail tomorrow night. So far, no charges have been filed related to his death.
All new at 6, another inmate has died at the Fulton County Jail days after the sheriff warned local leaders this could happen. And safety is not the only concern. Today, we got an exclusive look inside the jail where inmates are sleeping on the ground because they've run out of room. Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Quinney is live outside the jail in Northwest Atlanta. Mark.
And there are a lot of questions surrounding this latest death at the Fulton County Jail, just as there are a lot of questions about whether the overcrowding here could be alleviated sooner.
And how do you think they're going to alleviate the overcrowding? They're just going to release these guys back out on the streets, which we can't have.
We had a death in the jail. It was somewhat suspicious.
A law enforcement source says the inmate found dead in a cell on the mental health floor of the Fulton County Jail Wednesday morning had his wrists and ankles tied when discovered by authorities. Another source says the big question is whether another mentally ill inmate did that before or after death.
I mean, are all these inmates mentally ill now? Is that what they're giving them? I mean, have the jails and prisons just become insane asylums? All these people with quote unquote mental illnesses.
Another member of law enforcement, Fulton County Sheriff's Office Lieutenant Colonel Adam Lee, says he doesn't want to comment on specific items of evidence in the case.
Currently, the Atlanta Police Homicide Unit is investigating. Not to say that it's a homicide at this time. We really don't have any clear indication of what it is until possibly after an autopsy.
But he says now 10 Fulton County Jail inmates have died since January 1st, a combination of medical issues, suicide, and homicide. All but one either dying at the main jail on Rice Street or after being transported to a hospital from there. Lee says he's frustrated that a planned move of hundreds of inmates to the little-used Atlanta City Detention Center, which would relieve overcrowding that has hundreds of inmates sleeping on the Fulton jail floor in so-called boats, is delayed, tied up while the city council awaits a jail population review report before allowing the transfer.
If we were able to relieve some of the overcrowding, the staff issue would be seriously diminished.
Colonel Lee says he doesn't know yet whether the jail's overcrowding and staff challenges played a role in the latest death, but both are potential factors to look at in any death there.
I am moving in a space where people's lives are in danger.
Colonel Lee has indicated the possibility of more deaths in the overcrowded staff-challenged jail was a significant part of the motivation for remarks Sheriff Pat Labatt made to the city council.
It's devastating that people are dying at the jail.
Atlanta City Council member Liliana Bakhtiari says she's one who believes strongly the jail review required in the legislation is needed, but there's no question the transfer will happen. Leasing the bed space has already passed.
There are stories and lives attached to these numbers. And so, yes, while it would be easy just to move them from one jail to the next, why don't we go the extra mile to find out what are the root causes of these problems and why is this happening and why are we getting conflicting reports?
She says she's concerned that if the Fulton County Sheriff's Office doesn't have adequate staff at the Atlanta City Detention Center, city personnel would be pulled in, and that might create city liability.
I believe that we have the adequate number of people to maintain those numbers of individuals that we've agreed upon to send.
Ms. Bakhtiari says she'd be open to discussing moving inmates while waiting on the review, which the sheriff pushed for, but the review report should be ready by mid-November.
Yes, it's terrible that they're sleeping on the floor. I don't want them on the floor. But at the same time, are these people that should be in jail?
And Ms. Bakhtiari spoke of due diligence, and I understood her to indicate she had toured the jail with the sheriff, that she's seen people sleeping on the floor in so-called boats. Sheriff Labatt told me moments ago the county has provided the requested data to the independent review panel, and efforts to get it to the city council have been somewhat complicated. I understood Councilmember Bakhtiari to say she hasn't seen the data. Reporting as of the time of our interview today, at least. Reporting live, Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Tonight, a family showed up outside the Fulton County Jail to hold a vigil for their loved one, who they say was killed inside his cell last week. This is 20-year-old Shamar McLeroy. He'd been locked up since February. While Shamar's death is under investigation, his family says something has to change now or more inmates are going to die. 11 Alive's Cody Alcorn was there earlier tonight.
I need to know what happened to my son.
It's been almost a week, and neither the Fulton County Sheriff's Office nor Atlanta Police have released a single detail on Shamar McElroy's death.
No, Shamar did not deserve what happened to him in this facility.
The family says they were told McElroy's death is a homicide and are now demanding justice for the 20-year-old.
So earlier, the officials said that they couldn't confirm that it was a homicide. I guess now that has been confirmed. And, you know, obviously, if his hands and legs are bound, then we're going to assume that. I'm telling you right now, these guys in jail, they ain't playing with y'all. And he's not even in the prisons yet. This is just the jails, and they catching bodies. So that is a testament to how bad Atlanta really is, that you got inmates who are catching bodies in prison or in jail, and they haven't even been to the state prisons yet. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Justice for Shamar! The family says this vigil isn't just to remember McElroy, but also to shine a light.
It's definitely a wake-up call.
On a potential deadly problem happening behind these walls.
To send a message that this facility is unsafe right now. And before this happened again to somebody else's family, something has to be done immediately. But we still had faith in the system that he would be okay, that he would be safe. And unfortunately, that didn't happen.
A grandmother now second-guessing herself.
So I told him we just gonna let him stay in jail.
So you thought he'd be safer in jail?
Mm-hmm. Than on the street, but I was wrong. I was going out here.
And honestly, she wasn't even that wrong. She was wrong. But as far as the numbers go, she's really not wrong. Like that, it is what it is. That's what's going down nowadays. It's safer for these guys to be in prison than on the streets because they're raising so much hell on the streets. So I'm not mad at grandma. You can't blame grandma for not posting that bail, not posting that bond, because she knew that, you know, her grandson was a super gremlin on demon time.
And a father just hoping.
Oh, I have no hate in my heart, but he cannot just be swept under the rug and not forgotten about. He cannot.
That was our Cody Alcorn reporting. And as we've reported in the last couple months, city leaders say there are hundreds of men sleeping on the floors inside the Fulton County Jail. The ACLU did a study on the jail last month, and as of September 14th, the jail was over capacity by 300 plus inmates.
Tonight, we're hearing from the family of an inmate found dead with his hands and feet tied up. The family of Shamar McElroy says his body was found less than a week ago. They spoke exclusively with Channel 2's Candace McCowan, who is live for us tonight at the Fulton County Jail. Candace?
Wendy, Shamar McElroy was facing some serious charges, including child molestation, but his family says he...
Dang. So this guy was touching on kids. I mean, no wonder they did him like that. That's what... that's the question that we all needed to really have answered. What were the charges? Because that's the first thing they gonna do when you step on the yard. What you in for? What you in for, little bro? You know what I'm saying? What you in for, slime? What you in for, gang? What you in for, little bro? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they're gonna ask him. And it just so happened that maybe he lied about his charges. And them brothers ain't stupid in the jails. I mean, they are, but they aren't at the same time. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna look up your paperwork. They're going to find a way. They might have a CO get them the information on your charges if they don't believe you, if they think that you capping about your story. And it just so happens that, you know, they probably found out what he was on, and they did him just like he was doing them kids, except they took it to the ultimate level by ending his life.
wasn't given a death sentence, and that what happened to him here at the Fulton County Jail is inexcusable.
The chaplain called me and said that on the autopsy report and paperwork he had, it's a homicide.
It's still a shock.
Okay, so confirming the homicide. All right. We just want to make sure that's confirmed.
For Rosie Gray, her grandson, Shamar McElroy, whom she's raised since he was a toddler, gone at just 21.
So you raised him since he was a toddler. How did he become a kid diddler? I mean, what part of the game is that?
I don't get no sleep. I'm just thinking about him.
Shamar's family said they discovered the news themselves online.
When we checked it, it said,
Lord have mercy. What? This woman has piercings, tattoo on the side of her face. Woo, it's looking a hot mess. So no wonder this young man came out the way that he did, because, I mean, he's just surrounded by very weird, peculiar individuals who, I guess this is an artistic expression on her face here, but I mean, you know, it's one thing to, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's one thing to, you know, be conventionally unattractive, but then it's another thing to add on to that by adding a big ass faded tattoo on your face and then all these crazy piercings. Like, this is wild to me. But anyways, go off.
Deceased.
His aunt rushed to the jail last week.
He said he is deceased. He was strangled. Detective Hogan explained that his hands and feet was bound and wrapped them up like a mummy and laid him back in the bed.
Shamar is the 10th
Damn.
inmate death at the Fulton County Jail since January 1st. The deaths are a combination of suicide, homicide, and medical issues. The jail is dealing with overcrowding and short staffing. Earlier this month, Channel 2 learned more than 450 inmates were sleeping in boats on the floor. But a plan to move hundreds of inmates to the Atlanta City Detention Center is on hold, while a jail population review is conducted. Shamar's family said all of that is too late for him.
I want to see justice. Something need to be done. Fulton County Jail should be held accountable of what happened to my nephew.
I said, well, he'd be safer in jail than on the street. But I got to admit I was wrong. It's not safe at that jail for nobody.
Channel 2's Candace McCowan back out live with us from.
Well, I know that there is some kid somewhere that he touched on, that he put hands on, who feels ultimately feels safer than, you know, anybody in this situation now that he's gone. So like they said, it's not a death sentence if you do something as horrendous as what he is accused of doing, but you know, I mean, that's street justice. If it don't play out on the streets, it's gonna play out in the jails, and looks like that's what happened.
From the Fulton County Jail. So, Candace, we heard from the family there, but what are jail officials saying about this death inside the jail?
Wendy, we reached out to the Fulton County Sheriff's Office. They said they don't have a comment on this story. We also reached out to the medical examiner's office. They're waiting to hear from investigators before they complete that autopsy report. But the family says they're not going to let this case be brushed under the rug. They're going to be back here at the jail tomorrow night holding a vigil in Shamar's honor. Wendy.
All right, for sure. I know you will stay on top of this one for us, Candace.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video. Wow, guys. So do we have a bombshell for you today? This is insane, bro. This is insane. We got a lot of crazy things going on here. From what I am reading, Homeland Security is they are on one, bro. And this is actually pretty scary that these three-letter organizations are conspiring against a sitting president. We know for a fact that the leftists, the liberals, they hated Trump. We saw it in the media. The the media that is controlled by a certain demographic that Kanye and Kyrie have been completely canceled for speaking on. So we understand that they hated Trump. But the lengths at which they were going, not only Homeland Security, but also the FBI, involving themselves in, you know, creating false terrorist organizations. So, guys, we're going to have to break it down, because these were things that Trump was talking about as they throw fucking bots into my chat. These are some of the things that Trump was talking about. Okay. Trump was saying that, hey, man, the game is rigged. The game is rigged. And now, as you guys can see, Homeland Security admits it tried to manufacture fake terrorists for Trump. How are you Homeland Security and you're manufacturing fake terrorists? The new Homeland Security report details orders to connect protesters arrested in Portland to one another in service of the Trump's imaginary Antifa plot. So it's almost like they're trying to make it seem like Trump ordered them to do this, but we know that's not what went down. Okay. The Department of Homeland Security launched a failed operation that ensnared hundreds, if not thousands, of U.S. protesters in what new documents show as a sweeping, power-hungry effort before the 2020 election to bolster President Donald Trump's spurious claims about a terrorist organization he accused his Democratic rivals of supporting. An internal investigative report made public this month by Senator Ron Wyden, a Democrat of Oregon, details the findings of DHS lawyers concerning a previously undisclosed effort by Trump's acting Secretary of Homeland Security, Chad Wolf, to amass secret dossiers on Americans in Portland attending anti-racism protests in summer 2020, sparked by the police murder of Minneapolis father George Floyd. So, guys, what you have to see there, it's crazy because the way that they're trying to shift the blame from this this sweeping expose, it's like they're trying to shift the blame to Trump because he was in office when it happened. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to make it seem like this situation happened because Trump wanted it to happen. Okay, the report describes attempts by top officials to link protesters to an imaginary terrorist plot in an apparent effort to boost Trump's re-election odds, which, come on, guys, what imaginary terrorist plot are we talking about? Raising concerns now about the ability of a sitting president to co-opt billions of dollars worth of domestic intelligence assets for their own political gain. DHS analysis recounted orders to generate evidence of financial ties between protesters in custody, an effort that, had they not failed, would have seemingly served to legitimize President Trump's false claims about Antifa, an organization that even his most loyal intelligence officers failed to drum up proof ever existed. So, I mean, we all know that Antifa is a real thing. The narrative is being spun. The narrative is being spun even, during this election season. It's very interesting. Did not find any evidence that the assertion was true. Okay, so they going back to that. The DHS report offers a full accounting of the intelligence activities happening behind the scenes of officers' protests, containment, twisted efforts, Wyden said, of Trump administration officials promoting baseless conspiracy theories to manufacture of a domestic terrorist threat for the president's political gain. The report describes a dossier generated by DHS as having detailed the past whereabouts and the friends and followers of the subjects, as well as their interests up to and including First Amendment speech activity. Intelligence analysis had internally raised concerns about the decision to accuse anyone caught in the streets by default of being an anarchist extremist, specifically because sufficient facts were never found to support such a characteristic or characterization. Guys, I mean, I don't want to go back and show that footage of what was going on in those protests because it's going to get my channel flagged again. But let's keep it a buck. We all saw what was going down in the streets. We saw what was going down in the streets. There were even like protesters who, I might be able to find that one. There were people who were saying, hey, they tried to bring their Palestinian flags to the BLM protests and they were shunned away. But you can bring the LGBT flag. Let's see. Let me try and pull this up. Of course, it's not going to be on YouTube. Anyways, I'll pull it up later. One field operations analysis told interviewers that the charts were hastily thrown together, adding they didn't even know why some of the people were arrested. In some cases, it was unclear whether the arrests were made by police or by one of the several federal agencies on the ground. The analysts were never provided arrest affidavits or paperwork. A witness told investigators, adding that they just worked off the assumption that everyone on the list was arrested. Lawyers who received 43 of the dossiers found it concerning. The report says that 13 of them stemmed from nonviolent crimes. These included trespassing, though it was unclear to analysts and investigators whether the case had any relationship to federal property, the report says. A footnote in the report states that at least one witness told investigators that dossiers had been requested on people who were not arrested, but merely accused of threats. Another, citing emails exchanged between top intelligence officials, states dossiers were created on persons arrested having nothing to do with Homeland Security or threats to officers. And the phone is actively listening. I don't know why the fuck. So, as you can see, that's enough there. It's very interesting, guys. All of the different mind games that are being played. We got to get into the news of what's actually going on in these cities that were affected by some of these protests, if you will, riots, whatnot. Let's see. Let me try and pull it up. But how are we doing today, guys? As you guys can see, Stacey Abrams took the L. I actually do want to talk about that for a little bit. I actually do want to kind of break this thing down. Because she took the big L, bro. To Kemp, as you can see, she got 45% of the vote. Shane Hazel actually came and we broke down that debate. He got 0.7%. Kemp, 53.4%. These are the election results. Had a lot of states that were red for show. Metro Atlanta area, obviously blue. They even turned Macon blue. Savannah, Augusta, some other counties. Wow, they sending these damn bots to my chat, y'all, is crazy. But Stacey Abrams had some remarks as she finally conceded to the election, which she said was rigged. So let's watch it. Let's watch the shade. Damn, like they really are throwing these bots in the chat, bro. It's crazy. Moderators, I need y'all. I need y'all on your job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you, Daddy. It is good to be here in this moment, surrounded by your love and support. And let me begin by offering congratulations.
Shout out to Cyrus Cherry with the $10 super trap. He says, it's time we move past Trump. I blame Trump for this terrible outcome. He's a model for the red pill folks. Traditional conservatives are not Trump friendly. He's just tolerated and they're over him.
Oh, say like
Yeah, I'm not totally in disagreement with you. It looks like he's gearing up for 2024. Yeah, I'm not really big on that. I'm not really big on that. It's going to be very interesting to see what goes on in the future, but when it comes to Trump, I think he did what he had to do. It's just like I'm not trying to sit through that whole thing again, and it's just constant daily questioning of leadership. It's an issue. Somebody said they think Trump is too fucking old. Yeah. Let's see. Let's keep going.
To Governor Brian Kemp. Our state has experienced one soul-crushing crisis after another over the past few years. But even during these trying times, the fighting spirit of Georgia has prevailed. We've seen what's possible when we stand up for our neighbors and protect each other. We've made sacrifices. We've pitched in. We've seen each other's fights as our own, and we've done things we never thought we could. It is in the spirit of that endurance and that persistence that I decided again to run for governor.
And lost again.
Look, I got into this race for one reason and one reason only, to fight. And not just any fight, a fight to save Georgia. A fight on behalf of our children and generations to come. A fight on behalf of our people, whether they know it or not. A fight for basic human rights that we should take for granted, but we have to struggle to hold on to. And a fight for the values that we hold dear and we may never sacrifice. I got into this for a fight for what we know to be true deep down in our bones, that the state of Georgia, the people of Georgia, deserve more. Over the last...
A whole bunch of feel-good shit. You know, Stacey Abrams, that's kind of how she moves with the feel-good. Like, they're still going to make it seem like she won, even though she lost.
Year in big cities and small towns, in living rooms, in classrooms across the state, I have met thousands of people face to face. It feels like 2.3 million. And here's what I know for sure. We come from different backgrounds, different religions, speak different languages. We have different dreams, and we feel passionate about different issues in very different ways. But despite our differences, despite what people will tell us separates us, for the most part, we want the same things. We want to live in a Georgia that works for everyone. A Georgia where every person has a voice in our democracy and doesn't have to show up early to make it so. Because voting is a fundamental right, not a privilege for the wealthy few.
Bro, I mean, I don't know about any of y'all who live in Georgia, but dude, I woke up early in the morning, went to go vote, waited 5 minutes in line, showed my ID, voted, and it was over. What is she talking about? I literally voted on the day of. There was no issue whatsoever.
A Georgia where we can all breathe clean air and drink clean water because we decided to use our power to fix our climate and save our planet, not drill down to take titanium out and spoil what we have in the state of Georgia. A Georgia where hope lives in the heart of every child, but it sits there, rests there along with opportunity because we invested in quality public education, a pathway to a life full of dignity, and no shooters in their schools. A Georgia where every person can not only afford to see a doctor, but there's a hospital if they need one. They can get their prescriptions filled because drug companies and insurance companies aren't able to block it, and because we've expanded Medicaid because 500,000 Georgians deserve access to health care in this state. That is why we fight. I am talking about the Georgia of our greatest imagination. And here's what gives me hope. Over the last year across this great state, countless Georgians were ready to come off the sidelines and fight for that Georgia. Standing behind me is one of the most extraordinary women I have ever known.
That's enough of that. What I mean, bro. It is what it is. Y'all took the L. They celebrating taking the L. So let's break this down. Joe Biden actually is going after Elon Musk. Okay, he's not happy with what he is doing on Twitter. So let's watch.
Mr. President, do you think Elon Musk is a threat to U.S. national security? And should the U.S. and with the tools you have investigate his joint acquisition of Twitter with foreign governments, which include the Saudis?
I think that Elon Musk's cooperation and
Why the hell does it take him so long, bruh? I mean, I know I'm having a little more chill stream, but damn, I mean, take the nigga like 30 seconds to say 2 words.
or technical relationships with other countries is worthy of being looked at. Whether or not he is doing anything inappropriate, I'm not suggesting that. I'm suggesting that it's worth being looked at. But that's all I'll say. There's a lot of ways. All right.
So he says Elon Musk is worth being looked at. Damn, bro. I mean, it's pretty much OV. The way that they cancel Kyrie is crazy, bro. The way they cancel Kyrie is crazy. Whew. Guys, we got to understand what type of time we are in. It's getting ugly out here in these streets. But we do have some election results that, you know, I'm not a elections expert or whatnot. I just kind of want to show you guys what's going on. The states that are I mean, let's see. In Louisiana, they definitely need some help. But in the states where I fear is gonna go crazy, Pennsylvania, see, and that don't make no damn sense. Because it's like the whole damn map is red, but sheesh. But a lot of people have been talking about Fetterman, him beating Dr. Oz. Okay. Apparently this guy is like another Joe Biden. I'm not completely sure. Well, I'm gonna try and find a video. Okay, so here he goes, his acceptance speech. Cyrus Cherry says, maybe I'm tripping, but I believe Stacey and most prominent black women hate black men. Wow. By the way, Brittany Gardner is this toast. Dems don't need her for political reasons anymore. Oh, Brittany Griner. Yeah. Brittany Griner is actually headed to the gulags, y'all.
Oh, say less.
So shout out to Cyrus Cherry, but yeah, Brittany Griner is headed to the gulags. As a matter of fact, let's speak about that really quick. They don't need her anymore is right. They're sending her to do the rest of her time in a work camp, a labor camp, y'all. She is fucked. Okay? She's fucked, man. She's headed to one of them penal colonies, guys. The ones that we were talking about. Legal team can't locate her. They don't know where she at. Don't know where she's going. Whew. I bet she'll stand for the flag now. But yeah, they're gonna put her big ass to work. They're gonna put her big ass to work.
Brittany Griner's conviction for smuggling drugs in the country. Her 9-year prison sentence may be slightly decreased with time spent in custody. It's unclear, though, just how much it could be reduced. Before the judge's ruling, Griner apologized for what she called her mistake.
I've been here almost 8 months, and people with more severe crimes have gotten less than what I was given. I want to also apologize.
Woo! That's not something that's not the angle that you take with the judge in a Russian court. Oh, well, people have done much less and got much less time. Well, you're not a citizen. You're in foreign lands. And at this point, they can do what they want with you. See, this is why, she was talking this, that, and the third about the country. What she needs to do is direct some of that hostility to specific people. That's why you got to talk about specific people who are making decisions that you don't agree with, rather than saying, F the flag, F the Constitution. Because now you sitting up here and you're like, oh, well, I took my freedom for granted.
Apologize for this mistake. I said in my first court that, yes, I plead guilty. I did not intend to do this, but I understand the charges brought against me. And I just hope that that is also taken into account.
Joining me now, State Department spokesperson Ned Price. Ned, good to see you this morning. Jake Sullivan saying in a statement that you've continued to engage with Russia through every available channel. I know you said just as recently as yesterday the discussions are ongoing. Substantial proposals have been put forward. But based on what we saw this morning, what's next here?
Well, what we saw this morning was a reminder that this process has been a sham from the start. Today has been another sad day for justice in Russia. I use that term justice very loosely, of course, because justice has eluded this case from the start. The rule of law has eluded this case from the start. Increasingly, the rule of law is absent in Russia writ large. That's why we made...
And that's that. She's headed to them damn gulags, y'all. I mean, I think she'll be fine, honestly. Overall, I think she'll be fine. So let's get into this article. U.S. women's basketball star Brittany Griner is being moved to a Russian penal colony where she is due to serve the remainder of a 9-year drug smuggling sentence that was upheld in late October. Griner is now on her way to a penal colony, her attorney said in a statement to CNN on Wednesday. We do not have any information on her exact location or her final destination, said attorneys Maria Blagovolina and Alexander Boykov. In accordance with the standard Russian procedure, the attorneys, as well as the U.S. Embassy, should be notified upon her arrival at her destination. Notification is given via official mail and normally takes up to 2 weeks to be received. So we're not going to know where old Brittany is for a couple of weeks, maybe even longer than that. They say Biden is determined to bring Brittany Griner home. I doubt he'll be able to bring her home. This is her own mistake. This is her own mistake. It's a hell of a mistake for sure. Hell of a mistake, but she did it to herself. So let's listen to Fetterman's victory speech. A lot of people were, comparing him to Biden. I don't really see it necessarily, but let's watch. I ain't gonna lie. Wearing a hoodie to your acceptance speech is crazy.
I'm not really sure what to say right now. My goodness. Yeah. I am, yeah.
Bro, what the hell? Is he gonna say something? Oh, as you can see too, he's got tattoos. Looks like he's got some really dark, solid tattoos, man.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm so humbled. Thank you so much, really. Thank you. Thank you. Like what is it? It's like 1:30 in the morning and you're still here hanging in?
Hold on, what the hell is that writing that he has on his arm?
What is it? It's like 1:30 in the morning and you're still.
What is this? What do y'all think that is? I mean, it looks like some hieroglyphics looking shit. I don't know though. I don't know. Interesting. Somebody said he looks like a satanic high priest. I'm dead.
We launched this campaign almost 2 years ago. And we had our slogan. It's on every one of those signs right now. Every county, every vote. Every county, every vote. And that's exactly what happened. We jammed them up. We held the line. I never expected that we were going to turn these red counties blue, but we did what we needed to do And we had that conversation across every one of those counties. And tonight, that's why I'll be the next U.S. Senator from Pennsylvania.
So people saying he's a trust fund baby. He said he's a trust fund baby. Didn't get his first job till age 40. Oh, wow, man.
Thanks to all of you. All of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. That made me grateful right now. And I want to.
Somebody said Oz was a terrible candidate.
I want to thank, of course, all these supporters, all across Pennsylvania, all in this room, all across the nation, everyone that chipped in $10 to help us get here. Thank you. And also I also really want to thank my family. My mother, my father, Carl, Susan, my brother Greg. Where's Giselle? Where's Giselle?
I'm over it. Let's get into some stories, man. Cause y'all seen, who's the governor of Pennsylvania? We got a lot going on. We got a lot to talk about, folks. Okay. We got sisters out here hitting licks. About to show you guys a video of kind of what's going on in Philadelphia. You have these females, these bonnet wearing females out here robbing people, bro. It's crazy. Let me see. They won't even let me mute that. All right, let me share the screen. So as you can see, offender 1, offender 2. They pulled the strap out on this lady. These sisters are that desperate for these beauty products. Grabbing all the cash. Damn. Guys, this is what's going on. She's got a bonnet. She's got micros. She's spraying pepper spray. Wow. They were inside the store several minutes before the robbery occurred. Really got a bonnet on, bro. And they want us to cuff this. They want us to cuff this.
Any black man who is with a woman who's not an African herself is going to have a difficult time getting respect from me. I believe black men need to be with black women. The black family is under attack. Only 1 out of every 4 black women gets married. The black woman is last likely to get married. She's the last married, the first divorced. We have what? 2/3 of our children being raised by working class and impoverished single black female-led households. The destruction of a nation begins in the home of its families. And if we want to save black people, we have to save the black family. And in order to do that, black men have to commit themselves to black women.
Oh, man. If this is what we got to work with, it's going to be tough. Okay? It's going to be tough.
I mean, at this point, people are tired of the norm. We want something different. But honestly, it seems like with these elections, it doesn't look like a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's going to be a red wave" and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I guess a little bit. Okay. A little bit, maybe, but as far as the results go, I mean, they're up too. That doesn't really seem like a wave to me. Doesn't really seem like a wave to me. Okay. Still got some that are unsettled. But Pennsylvania, pivotal state, lost to the Democrats. It's not looking good for Philly, y'all.
Street line. Sources are telling us a 16-year-old boy is in custody and expected to be charged with the homicide. Catherine Scott has more on what investigators now say unfolded on that subway train.
Police initially thought the wounded teenager was an innocent bystander, but sources say he confessed after his mother showed up at the hospital. A break in the Monday afternoon murder on the Broad Street line. Philadelphia police had been searching for the gunman who fatally shot a 21-year-old man on a SEPTA train in Francisville. Turns out, sources say a 16-year-old, first believed to be an innocent bystander, initiated the robbery. And
Wow. You got these 16-year-old kids out here in the streets robbing people at gunpoint. It's getting spooky, y'all. Pulling the strap. Yo, Philly is nothing to play with.
Subsequent shooting.
It's scary. It's scary to get on the train. It's scary to actually even want to use this transportation system.
It happened around 2:40 Monday afternoon. According to sources, there were about 12 other people on the train when the teenager tried to rob the 21-year-old victim. Sources say a struggle ensued and the teenager shot the victim multiple times. The victim, who had a permit to carry, was also armed and shot the teenager in the arm.
The shooter opens fire on our decedent. The decedent goes to the ground. The decedent produces his own fire.
Okay. It looked like the stream was like going out. But yeah, I mean, the man was shot, killed, went out shooting. It's crazy.
Victim died at the hospital. Sources say the 16-year-old later showed up at the hospital but told police he was shot on a basketball court. Sources say his story changed when his mother arrived at the hospital and knew her son was lying. They add he confessed and told police where he hid the gun. The teen was released from the hospital and remains in police custody. Action News is told that 16-year-old...
At least the mom came and made the man tell the truth. Now he locked up. He tried to say he was shot on a basketball court, which is a believable story for sure, especially in Philly. I think we reported on some like there was like 60 shots fired at a basketball court earlier this year. So, you know, shout out to Ma Dukes for keeping it a buck with the police and knowing that boy is lying like hell.
2 prior arrests for theft on Broad Street. Catherine Scott, Channel 6 Action News.
So that's what Philly's going to look like. Like I said, we got like 10, 20 more years of this. Probably more. I mean, I don't even think it'll stop, honestly. It's kind of something that's just almost set in stone, it seems. So we also have a female rapper who tried to bring her strap in the airport. Let me see. I guess I can't. Tierra Whack. I don't know if you guys have heard of Tierra Whack, but she tried to bring the strap in the airport.
This morning, North Philadelphia rapper Tierra Whack is in legal trouble for bringing a loaded gun to the airport. Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner tells Action News Whack was charged for disorderly conduct for bringing her loaded gun to an airport checkpoint yesterday.
And if the female rappers are having to stay strapped and they got ops, you know it's bad. Shout out to Cyrus Cherry with the $10 super trap. He says, if inflation and crime didn't move people to vote, nothing will. Actually, I believe people are just numb. Chronic indifference. It's leaning right in Europe, so maybe it'll take time for change, if ever. Yeah, man.
Oh, say less.
Yeah, I mean, if these gas prices couldn't get y'all ass to vote, then it's over.
Today, Whack is licensed to carry. Action News has profiled some of her good deeds in the past. We are awaiting more details on her arrest.
So I don't know what, maybe she did it on accident, left it in her bag. But that's insane. And that's Philly, y'all. It's lawless over there, dog. It really is. I haven't done much on Philly recently because, like I said, it's low-hanging fruit. But it's getting sick out there, y'all. Here's another video. Some goons with Pooh Shiesty masks. This is all this week. Goons with Pooh Shiesty masks. Says suspect is described as a black male, thin build, wearing a gray and black hooded sweatshirt, distinctive gray and black sweatpants, and black and white sneakers. Okay, as you can see, both of them got the Pooh Shiesty mask on, and they rob a 65-year-old man, try and carjack him at the pump. They robbing my man at the pump, y'all. Robbing him at the pump. You can't even pump gas. You getting robbed by the gas stations. You getting robbed by the super gremlins at the gas stations. It just seems like this stuff is not cooling down at all. Okay? Especially in Philly. Let's see. Whew. Got a lot of unsolved crimes in Philly as well. A lot of stories that I reported on earlier in the year that never really got solved. Let's see. Man. I don't know, guys. What are y'all thinking about the election? Y'all think it's a dub? I mean, I voted. That's all you can do, right? Do your part. Damn. This was 5 days ago in Philly. 3 men killed in 2 shootings in West Philadelphia. Home of the Fresh Prince. I don't know. Sometimes you just get tired.
Detectives are looking for leads in 3 homicides in Philadelphia over the past several hours. One victim shot repeatedly just a half a mile from his home. The 28-year-old man was found around 1 a.m. in the 700 block of South 58th Street in West Philadelphia, shot in the thigh, hip, and wrist. Officers followed a blood trail to shell casings in the 700 block of South Cecil Street. That's where they think the man was shot before staggering and collapsing on South 58th. Ultimately, he died at Penn Presbyterian Medical Center. And less than an hour earlier, police found 2 men shot in the head in a car in West Philadelphia.
Damn.
They think the 2 died in a shootout in the 200 block of South St. Bernard Street. One of the victims had a semi-automatic handgun on him between his legs. At this point, both men are John Does because of a lack of ID.
Damn. So I don't know. Maybe Stacey Abrams was right. These brothers don't have IDs, so they can't vote, right? Oh, man. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Honestly, this one can go any way. This one can go either way. Let me see. If you guys want to join the chat, let me know. I'm just trying to find random shit now at this point. Well, you got North Carolina going crazy. We got one from North Carolina. It's getting spooky out here in these streets, man. It's getting spooky, y'all. This is from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Breaking news this morning. A man found shot to death in the front yard of a Charlotte home. And tonight, that gunman is still on the loose. Thanks for joining us here live at 5. I'm Molly Grantham.
And I'm Jamie Bull. Today's killing brings the total number of homicides in Mecklenburg County to 92 this year. That is
Dang, 92 homicides in this specific county. That's a lot.
9 more than what we saw at this same time last year. Of course, we still have November and December to go. WBTV's Courtney Cole is following the story for us.
She is live in Northeast Charlotte, Jamie, where the most recent shooting happened. And Courtney, you spoke with the family today. What are they telling you?
Molly, Jamie, the one thing I want to make clear is that every time we report on these homicides, there are real people that this has happened to. These are real families that these tragedies have happened to. And that's something the family said today. They said they're just simply devastated, trying to understand what happened leading up to this deadly shooting. I spoke to the man's cousin, and she told me they were 2 peas in a pod. He was almost like a brother to her, and that's how she wants him to be remembered.
It hurt me because I live right here where it happened on the street. And this is basically all I do. I mean, it's amazing. There's never been no kind of activity like that going on right here in this area.
A Northeast Charlotte community is on edge after an early morning shooting took the life of one of their neighbors. Police say a man was shot and killed in the front yard of a home here on Drury Drive around 8 this morning after an argument.
No matter how much you disagree with the situation, no matter how much you may dislike another person, we're all human beings with innate dignity. And nobody.
I mean, it's not going to get them to stop killing each other. I get his angle, but bro, it's the beef is too deep seated at this point. This is our main issue in the community above anything else.
Deserves to have their life taken from them.
Family members say his name was Damon Holly Long III. He was a son, father, and to his cousin Sydney, they were 2 peas in a pod. He was only 34 years old. People who live in the neighborhood say the violence has to stop before anyone else gets hurt.
Kind of a little bit scary. You don't never know where bullets are going to go, especially you hear them shooting off. You hope they shoot them in the ground or somewhere, like that. But,
You hope they shoot him in the ground. That's some wishful thinking, bruh.
Some of them have evil intent.
I asked CMPD for the year-to-date homicide statistics. Monday's shooting makes 92, lower than this time in 2020 and slightly higher than in 2021. Police were on scene interviewing multiple witnesses and searching for video evidence. Nearly 12 hours later, no arrests have been made.
Turn yourself in on that, I can tell you. That's the best thing. Ain't no issue running. You run all you want to, but hey, they started to walk it down.
The investigation is still ongoing. If you have any information that can help police, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number is on your screen. It's 704-334-1600. For now, reporting in Northeast Charlotte, Courtney Cole, WBTV, on your side.
Oh man. So I'm gonna show you, bruh, who got shot. Yo, what's good? What's good?
What it do?
Shit. Man, I'm gonna have to show y'all, bruh, who got shot, man.
Who got shot?
The guy in Charlotte I just did a story on. I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. I would not be surprised if he was in some active beef. I guess he worked in schools as well. Kids, whatnot. A lot of people was showing support. I guess Sideshow Dub he went by Sideshow Dub. Damn.
What's crazy though is the Carolinas was never really known for gang violence and all this type of stuff. Carolina's pretty a low key place where people actually prosper and everything.
Yeah, man. It's just like it's been unleashed, bro. It's like every major city is erupting with these motherfuckers shooting the place up. Shit. It's getting out of control. This one might have another one out of North Carolina. 37-year-old brother. Let's see if I can get the video to go. Okay, yep, there we got it. And just let this ad play.
Hey, that one story that you were talking about with the gun incident, was that the woman who brought the gun through the airport and tried to disguise it as a Thanksgiving turkey?
I don't think that was the same one.
Yeah, that story was trending online today or yesterday.
Yeah, I seen that, but I don't know if I don't think it was that same woman, but that is crazy though. Nigga try to put the strap in some Thanksgiving turkey. I mean, I don't see how they thought that was going to mask it in any way, as if that was like a buffer to the damn X-rays. It's crazy. Anyways, let's get into the story.
Hamburg police have released the name of an apparent homicide victim. Police responded to a shots fired call on Wagram Street around 10 o'clock last night. That's where authorities found 37-year-old John Shaw dead from gunshot wounds. No other information is available right now, but anyone with information is asked to call the Morenburg Police Department or Scotland Crime Stoppers.
So there you have it. No other information. Bruh is just capped out. I'll show you guys a picture. Another North Carolina victim.
I'm trying to tell you, I got friends in North Carolina. They told me that they've never seen gun violence this bad. It's never been like this.
Yeah, bro. A switch definitely flipped for sure. And they turn this shit the fuck up. It doesn't seem like
it's a blue state or a red state.
So they are a red state.
I'm pretty sure that it's starting to flip.
Yeah, so in the main major cities, that's the main issue.
Because a lot of New Yorkers, Bostoners, and Pennsylvanians have moved to North Carolina.
Yeah, so when you look at this map of the counties, it's really coming out of Charlotte, obviously Fayetteville, Raleigh, Greensboro. All the blue areas is where a lot of these.
Yeah, those are the most populated cities and where you want to be in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, whew, they are not playing, bro. They ain't playing, and it's just racking up.
Yeah,
It's
my
racking
thing
up.
is don't move to a new state and try to bring your policies. Leave all that stuff behind back in your state. It's okay to believe what you want to believe in, but even in certain states, people want to
Yeah.
move there and they want to come with their policies and try to force change. And oh, you should think the way we think, and your rules should be the same as where we just left. And it's like you clearly left that state for a reason.
Yeah, and they can't help it. They cannot help but to bring their ideologies, and it's wild. But as you guys can see, it's rough out there in these leftist cities, counties, whatever you want to
Let
call
me
them.
see Georgia and Florida.
Oh yeah. So Georgia is I don't know why they got everything grayed. Oh yeah, they got it grayed out because it's a runoff. So yeah, we're waiting for the results from Herschel and Warnock.
How do you think that's gonna play out?
Man, I think Warnock's gonna get it. Honestly, I do think Warnock's gonna get it. He's in the lead right now, but it'll be super interesting to see. But I honestly think that Warnock's gonna get it. Every church that I went to, for the past few weeks, have been telling black people to do Warnock. So you dig?
Crazy. You hear about the
Yeah.
story down in Mexico, the three people that went to the B&B. I don't know if you talked about it yet or not.
Yeah, I did a story on it. Where it was a teacher from New Orleans. What was his name? Cortez Hall. They went to Mexico City, and he got X'd out, deleted out there. I think he got drugged. You know?
Yeah, shout out
I
to
don't
them.
know.
Rest in peace to them.
Yeah. I think it was. I don't know if it was just him that died though. I
It
think it
was
was just him that.
Jordan Marshall, Candace Florence, and Cortez Hall.
Oh man, so they all passed away.
Um,
Oh yeah, okay. So New Orleans teacher, 2 others found dead. Yeah. So okay. Yep. And I did do a story on that, guys.
yeah, go check that out. I'm about to go watch that right after
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. I think they got drugged.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think was the cause?
Yeah, I think they got drugged because I think there was like a girl who said like her legs went
Today's
numb or
medical
some
treatments
shit.
for
Hold on.
wounds.
Yeah, she said her legs went numb. Hey, Passport Bro's been put on notice. That's the title of the video.
Yeah, I forgot
They've
to
been
send you
put
this
on
story. I was gonna
notice.
forward it to you. About there's a drug that some of the women overseas are using, and they're
Yeah,
targeting the passport
scopolamine.
bros. Yeah, and it literally turns you
Yeah.
into a mind zombie.
Yep. It turns you to a zombie, and basically, you can tell somebody to do whatever the fuck you want them to do, and they're gonna do it, no question.
Hey, going back to the super gremlin thing you were talking about, down in Florida, a lot of the women are targeting the out of towners. They see you flexing, they see you doing certain things, they're gonna
Oh
try to
yeah.
bring you to the room, and they're gonna try to Cardi B you.
Yeah, that's becoming a big thing, guys. Shit, y'all got to be careful out here. Let me see if I can find the video, because there was a video of on World Star
I got some
where
breaking
like they
news
was
for you though.
breaking down the what up.
Bankroll Freddie and 35 others were indicted in Arkansas from a drug and gun bust.
Dang, wasn't Bankroll is Bankroll Freddie the one who was just going back and forth with Bam and Kevo?
Yeah, I didn't get to catch the name of the rapper, but you know, it's a lot of people targeting him right now. I think he may have been one of them because you know, Bandman Kevin's been getting targeted lately for the whole White Lives Matter tattoo.
Yeah, I did see that. You
But yeah,
see.
man, they got that boy Bankroll Freddy, the U.S.
Oh, never
Marshals.
mind. He ain't the same nigga. All right. Yeah. So okay. So Bankroll Freddy.
And
You said he
35
got
others.
indicted.
Yeah, in Arkansas for Arkansas drug bust.
Yeah, indicted on drug and gun charges. Yep, an hour ago. Damn. So yeah, this we'll show the nigga Bankroll Freddy, and then we'll get into my man Cortez. Yep, Bankroll Freddy is locked up now. It's crazy, y'all. Got to be very careful. Okay? Cuz I mean, these dudes just moving reckless. I thought, you know what I'm saying? Like they're supposed to be having money, bread and all this stuff. But we broke down how a lot of these artists are washing money through music videos. You see?
Yeah, you know they got a
So
lot of things they doing, you know, illegally when they could just be making the money, you know, the right way.
yeah. Yeah. All right, but we're gonna do this story. And then we might break down how these hoes be finessing these dudes overseas. Let's get it.
Aerial balloon release held this afternoon at Kip Morial School in the New Orleans East area after a teacher there died last weekend while on vacation in Mexico. And tonight, the mother of Cortez Hall desperately seeking answers in the death of her only son. His family says that he and two of his friends were found dead in their vacation rental home.
Damn, him and two of the homies. Like I said, Passport Bros put on notice, and I'm in the Passport Bros Discord, and I tried to like send this video, and they like booted me real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why they don't want to keep niggas safe, but I think this is pertinent information. Don't you agree? Like if guys are traveling, they need to know where to avoid and you know what mistakes shouldn't be made. I mean, you got three brothers who are straight killed in Mexico City. I mean, shouldn't we spread awareness about that? What you think, bro?
Man, you know they gonna try to tuck and run, man. You know if it don't fit their agenda, they ain't really trying to push it. This has been going on for a minute in Mexico and certain other places, but you know
Yeah.
if it don't fit the agenda, they ain't really trying to push it like that.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't a bad bitch who you're paying to spend time with you, then
Yeah,
it's irrelevant.
let it have been one of them. You know, let it have been something dealing with the feminist agenda. It would have been all over every network. It would have been
Yep.
so many and yeah, women's lives do matter and everything like that. But if it would have been
Mm-hmm.
a woman or it would have been a woman that fits their agenda, look how they feel
Yeah.
so bad for Stacey Abrams right now.
Yeah. And not for real. I think that these brothers need to understand that shit, when you go over there, bro, especially if you ain't speaking the language and you ain't tapped in.
You are a target.
Yeah.
You know, I don't shame the passport bros because I'm passport bro too. But when I go over there,
Hell yeah.
I'm respectful. I'm cognitive of what I'm doing. I make sure I watch where I'm going. I make sure they come to me. I'm pouring my own drink. I'm not going to no reckless place. And then even with the bees, you gotta watch what you do. It's better to stay in a good location. Spend a little bit more money. Don't go over there trying to be cheap, living in the hood or living
Yeah.
somewhere that you can be seen. So we can
Hotels,
definitely talk about how to
resorts.
be safe.
I ain't trusting them Airbnbs. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, so it depends on where you are, and if you are gonna do the Airbnb, it's better to pay more money. But people be trying to go over there and be cheap, and it's like you can't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily do that. It's better to spend more money on the front end and have safety and protection. So we can talk about the safety as far as what you got to do, but if you're gonna be passport bros, it's definitely a way to do it. What happens is a lot of these guys, they don't get girls here. They don't have no social awareness here, and then they go over there thinking that that's just gonna solve the problem. No, you got to have some type of you got to be able to carry yourself the right way.
Yeah, you're right.
Now they are still waiting to learn about the circumstances surrounding the deaths while also working to bring their bodies back home. WDSU News reporter Shay O'Connor joins us with the very latest on the situation. Shay?
Yeah, family tells me Cortez Hall was a 7th grade history teacher right here at KIPP in New Orleans East. Now, his mom, Ceola Hall, tells me she received the news on Monday, her birthday, when the U.S. Embassy called.
I don't know. It's hurting. It's a hurtful thing. I'm not getting any sleep. It's sleep off and on, waking up all through the night. And I think I'll just feel much better if he was just back home.
Ceola Hall and her children say it's an agonizing time as they wait for answers.
They don't know what happened to my child. They are under investigation with it. And that's all they can tell us.
Cortez Hall is a New Orleans native. We're told his 2 friends were from Virginia. Hall's mom says the group traveled to the capital city of Mexico for a short trip over the Halloween weekend. Now relatives are desperately trying to piece together just what happened to the trio. All they have right now are bits and pieces.
There was a male and a female. All 3 had gone over. And the female...
Yeah, people saying it's CO2 poisoning or carbon monoxide poisoning. Oh man, guys, you probably want to go ahead and get a carbon monoxide monitor, like a smoke alarm type thing. Definitely can be deadly. I would say that the accountability is on the host of the unit, but all right, will they be held accountable? Yeah, they're probably not going to be held accountable.
She was able to contact her boyfriend to let him know that that she couldn't feel her legs. Her legs were numb. She couldn't move her legs, and she said, and she kept throwing up.
And the family says it's been a real challenge getting Hall and his friends' bodies back to the United States.
When someone unfortunately passes abroad, it's a language barrier, and then it's not a lot of information.
And it's a respect barrier too. Y'all gotta understand, in these countries, they don't give a fuck about no, like,
They don't care.
they don't care about no political correctness. Yeah, like if they don't like blacks, they're gonna tell you they don't like your bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna treat you that way. And I'm not saying that whoever they on the phone with is like that, but what I am saying is, you ain't finna get no special treatment, and you ain't finna, do that shit that you do in the States to get attention and play the victim role. It ain't finna happen over there.
Yeah, that don't work with them. Unless you paying them off, none of that other stuff's gonna matter.
Yep. It's bag talk at this point. $5,000 to get all the bodies back to the families.
Yeah, you
$5,000
mercy.
Yeah.
That they give you over the phone.
I just found out Monday, and I feel like as of Monday, we haven't gotten to nowhere.
The hope for the Hall family to find out exactly what happened to the guy they say had a love for history, music, traveling, and his family, and to get him home for a proper burial. His mom had a message for other parents in the hopes that this won't happen to anyone else's child.
Parents, please talk to your children. Please, when they are going out of the United States, please talk to them. Let them know that they need to be aware.
And if it was carbon monoxide poisoning, then that definitely would be something that is kind of unforeseeable. Like, you wouldn't have thought that you'd rent an Airbnb and they didn't have the, proper precautions in play. Maybe they, had gas that was flowing and you weren't aware. A lot of things could go down. But like you said, man, you can't cheap out on these little spots that you're staying at.
Or what could happen.
Now, as you can imagine, teachers, staff, and students here at KIPP all devastated at the loss of their beloved teacher. And we did reach out to the U.S. Embassy on the situation. They sent us a statement that reads in part, We can confirm the death of 3 U.S. citizens in Mexico. We're closely monitoring local authorities' investigation into the cause of death. We stand ready to provide all appropriate assistance. Out of respect for the privacy of the families, we have nothing further to add at this time. We also reached out to the owners of the home where I'm told the group was renting from. At this time, we have not heard back. Reporting from New Orleans, Shay O'Connor, WDSU News.
So they hit up the owners of the Airbnb and they ain't get no response.
You at their mercy.
Yep, so V. But yeah, I mean, guys, you can get finessed overseas, and this is a video showing just how they do it. This is in Colombia.
There's a group of girls. I can't remember the name of the girls, but they literally have like little gang cliques where they the girls get together and they come up with schemes and stuff how they're gonna get foreign guys.
Yeah, this one's in Colombia. So hey, you gotta watch out, guys.
Her real name is Cecilia, but she goes by all different kinds of names on Tinder. This is her and her gang in an elevator after a successful robbery.
Damn.
In which they use scolopamine to drug the victim, which makes the victim sleep while they ransack the entire apartment, stealing all his valuables and all his belongings. They mainly operate in Medellin, but they do venture out to other cities in Colombia such as Cartagena, Bogota, Santa Marta. And so we set a trap and we found her. Only this time, it didn't go as she planned. Her mistake was, about a month ago, she drugged and robbed an affiliate of Homeland TV in Cartagena. It is important to note that Camille and her gang have been sought all over Medellin. And from our investigations, she doesn't only target tourists, but also Colombians. This is one of her accomplices. We got her too. It is alleged that she poisoned an entire party of Colombians, stealing $20,000 in jewelry.
Damn.
Hey, you see how she want to be all
This is not
now?
a person
She want to play victim now.
Yeah, she don't give a fuck. These bitches don't give a fuck,
cry,
bro.
like they want some sympathy.
And they're ugly, like they're not even cute, and niggas is falling for this shit. I'll slap, man. Look, it won't get me in trouble. Guys, you gotta be very careful. These bitches is slick nowadays. They're right out of the Cardi B handbook.
Stealing out of necessity. This is a cold, ruthless predator. If you do a quick search on YouTube, you will find 1,001 horrific stories relating to Colombia and scolopamine. Just last week, an American was found dead in his apartment. It is suspected to be a scolopamine attack in where a higher dosage may have been used.
Damn.
October 6, 2022, just 2 weeks after drugging Senor Rio, Cecilia's with another victim. He's been drugged fast asleep like a baby.
Damn.
While Cecilia walks down the stairs, casually taking his belongings. But wait, they haven't finished yet because they want to clean him out. And so they call a male accomplice and take all his luggages. Imagine the horror of waking up during your vacation and realizing you just lost everything. And so we're going to find her and we're going to set our own traps. So you think it's not worth it? We should lay down and take the L? Now just imagine it was your brother, your father, your sister who died from scolopamine. Will you take the L then? We did our research and we found Cecilia posing as Valeria looking for another victim.
So after that night, I woke up and I was pretty drugged up. And my mom and my sisters got in contact with someone from Colombia. They happened, like, I guess one of my homegirls out here was contacting my mom, and they bought me a ticket to go back to New York. But my boy was out in Cali, and my boy in Cali just told me to come through and don't go back to New York because he said, I just need to get my mind right. Because I just needed to get my stuff together so I could still live out here. But I was going to go back to the States because I didn't really have nothing going for myself after they took everything from me.
And so Senor Rio took a flight to Cali where he linked up with Homeland. Homeland and Senor Rio discussed a plan and decided to fly out to Medellin.
Honestly, I was kind of nervous because when I spoke to those girls before I passed out, they sounded like they were from Medellin. And I had a feeling like I might see them in Medellin. And I told my boy, yo, I think these girls are from Medellin. And He said, yo, if we see them, we'll deal with it then.
Damn.
And so the Obiland team and Rio made a 1-hour flight from Cali to Medellin with the intention of finding Cecilia, the woman who had drugged and robbed him 2 weeks earlier.
Sometimes a person has to stand tall on what they believe in. And even though this is not my country and this is probably very dangerous what I'm doing, I feel like someone needs to stop these women, because when I started looking up people that have been drugged in Cartagena or in Medellin, I saw these girls.
As the team touched down in Medellin, they head straight to the district of Poblado, where they make contact with Valeria.
Yo, my heart just started racing, and I knew, like, since I'm out here, this is my time to get my redemption, you know, and this is not my country, so I didn't want to do nothing violent and try to go link up with the girls and my emotions get the best of me. So, you know, I 6'9" them and I called some cops and I held them down. And, you know, everything out here is about money. So I paid some cops and I brought the cops with me so I could go get my stuff back. So guys, another update.
Get back,
you guys
gang.
remember I got drugged and everything, right? So.
And, you know, shout out to him. He understands how it works. Pay the cops off. Get back, gang. Pull up. Get your shit back. Embarrass the hoes. And, you know, call it a day. What do you think about his strategy?
Hey, he would have did the same thing I would have did, because I would have came back with a vengeance. You know, paid those cops off. So he lucky he just sent to prison.
Oh God, I was shit. You know what I'm saying?
Because unfortunately, most guys don't get away like that. He's actually, you know, part of that 1% that actually was able to get back. And the worst thing in the world is to get your passport stolen when you're overseas. Because if you get your passport stolen, bro, you're done for.
You ain't coming back.
So you know they're gonna take, and passports are worth a lot of money. So you lose your passport, you lose your money, you lose your valuables. I've heard stories about people literally being left with just their boxers. Everything else gets taken. So mind you, this guy actually got away with it. Most people don't, and then a lot of people are too embarrassed to even tell this type of story.
Yep. Shout out to Sigmund Fraud with the $5 super trap. He says, "Caught me alive. Much love from Florida Young Blood."
Damn! I'm in Medellin, and you know, I'm still on Tinder, and I got to see the girl that I matched with on Tinder, and I sent it to my boy, and I said, "Yo, see if she'll talk to you." She's hitting him up, guys, and we're setting up a date tonight.
Let's work.
So we're doing a couple of questions that I had asked her. So we're asking her for her friend, and we're gonna see if she sends a picture of her friend, and we're also gonna see if they don't ask for no money, because that was a big thing that I asked too when I was speaking to them. And right now they're already telling my boy we should drink. So you know what that means, guys.
Damn, that's fucked up.
If this is true, if this is her, guys, I'm already having a cop here. I'm going to pay a cop to come with me. And we're just going to bring them to this apartment. And we're going to show them what it is, man.
These are the real transcripts in Spanish, translated between Cecilia and Obiland. Cecilia's voice has been computer generated.
Hello, how are you? Are you available today?
Hello. What plans do you have today?
It's my first time in Medellin, and I have a small apartment in Poblado. You look very attractive, and I'd like to see you.
So guys, my guys, right now, we're setting up a date with her.
Look at the name.
Finna catfish this bitch.
Be careful.
That's something that me and you would have did.
Oh God,
I don't like to pay for company, so I ask certain questions with women to see if they're like normal women or if they're prostitutes. And these girls play off as they're normal women that are just looking to hang out and relax, you know? And these girls are predators. They're not even girls looking to get to know someone. They're just looking to meet men and drug them right away. Look, guys, she said it. She's not a escort. She doesn't want no money.
No somos escort.
Because in Colombia, when a girl tells a man she's not an escort, you get more relaxed because it's not a money-hungry woman.
During this part of the conversation, Cecilia tries to gain her trust by saying she's not an escort.
We are not escorts.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
Okay, that's no problem. What time do I see you?
My friend wants to see how your friend looks. Do you have a photo? Does she look attractive like you?
Yes, the four of us can have a party in your apartment.
Yeah,
That's a
she's
red flag.
definitely a catfish.
Yeah, that's definitely a red flag. I mean,
Yeah, guys, if you're gonna be passport bros, unless it's you and 3 other fellas, don't let all 4 of them come. And overseas, the women be the hitters. So
yeah,
that's a red
and
flag, guys.
exactly. And it's like it's never that easy, guys. It's never that easy.
Unless your game
I
is
mean,
just that tight.
yeah, I mean, I know passport bro niggas try and make it sound like it's like super easy to go overseas and just get bitches. I mean, I get that, and I'm sure it's easier than over here in the States, but I mean, for the bitch to just boom pull up to the crib first day, like
With 3 order
no,
shorties.
yeah, like that's a little different. I ain't gonna lie.
If you would have met them all at the bar and you talked to them and you developed that, that talk, that's different. But for you to just be sending messages and she's like, oh, I got 3 other shorties that's ready to pull up. They don't even know how you look. That's a red flag.
Yeah.
You know, guys, like her pictures are all edited and stuff. So how she looks on the gram and on, I can't even say on the gram, but on Tinder is not how she comes in person, you know. But I was with my boy, so I bought her for my boy, and I was supposed to be with the friend. But basically that night when it happened is they came, I had a drink on the table, and I told them to serve me a drink like a dummy, and they served me
Damn.
my death wish. You know what I mean? Like, they're not women that are looking for a boyfriend. They're not looking for friends. They're not prostitutes. They're women that meet men and specifically drug them. Like, I think it's a couple of girls that's in this little group.
Okay, I will let you know when I am ready.
Okay.
If your friend can't make it, just the 2 of us can have a drink.
Okay, sounds great. No problem.
Yeah, but let me know so that I can organize.
Yeah, that's no problem. You and your friend can still come and visit. My friend will join us later.
So, what time will I see you and what do you like to drink? What is the name of your Airbnb?
Damn.
We
Another red
notice in our
flag. 2 red
conversations with
flags. 2 more red flags. You never let girls know where you're staying until they pull
Never.
up. And even then, you go and get them. You never drop the location ahead of time, and you never tell them what you're
Exactly.
gonna drink.
Word up, y'all. Shit, man. Woo.
Cecilia, she was really inquisitive into the kind of drinks we were going to have in the apartment.
What,
and also
bitch?
she wanted to find out the name of the Airbnb. Perhaps she wanted to find out if it was a location she should avoid.
Yeah.
My guy at Obiland, all those people at Obiland, I wouldn't have caught those girls, to be honest, guys, because you know, the guys at Obiland was the ones that told me to come out to Cali. They were the ones that said, let's go out to Medellin. Like, everything that I was thinking, my guys at Obiland really just helped me, like, not think about it. So it's like, you know, when something dramatic happens to you, for me, I just like to go be with my family and go figure things out. And what Obiland gave me was like the opportunity to still be in contact with my family, because I talk to my family every day, and help me redeem myself.
And so the conversation continues as Cecilia believes she's going to drug another victim.
What time do I see you? What do you like to drink?
This is my table right now. Please, 7 p.m. I'm ready.
And then a few minutes later, she said,
Babe, I am ready.
Okay, I'll send you the location.
Babe, my friend won't be able to join us.
Oh, hell
but I
no.
have another friend.
and so she sends pictures of her friend. And at that moment, we realize it's the same girl caught on CCTV stealing from Rio's home.
Damn.
I could have died, and they don't even care about that.
They
They
don't
just
give a
care
fuck.
about the materials that I have. So to me, I want to bring awareness to what's going on out here. So another person, this will never happen to another person. I'm not scared. I don't fear for my life. Bro, I'm from New York, man. Like, I've seen it all. So I'm ready for it all. I'm going to stand tall on this and make sure the world knows about these women.
I won't be too long. Are you with your friend? Send me your location so I can order a taxi.
No, don't worry. I'll get for you an Uber. That's the least I can do. What is your location? Don't worry, I'll pay. I'm a gentleman.
You know, when I hear these stories about people getting drugged, I usually think it's just, you know, they're in a club or they're just out hanging out with people that they don't know, which is what I did. And so whatever happened to me, I do deserve it because, you know, like I'm 36 and how did I not see I was getting set up, you know? Now this lesson taught me so much that I'm never going to say this will never happen to me again, but it's not going to be 1, 2, 3.
There is so much traffic, but the important thing is I will be with you soon. I will be there in 7 minutes. Wait for me outside Subway.
Okay, call me when you're here.
And so we prepared ourselves in anticipation of meeting Valeria, aka Cecilia.
Babe, I've arrived.
We'd arranged to meet Cecilia at 7 p.m., but it had taken her more than 2 hours to get to our location. She requested to meet our undercover reporter at the Subway restaurant nearby. When we got there, she wasn't there. As our reporter was about to leave, she hopped out from an unmarked car across the road. We believe she was stationed there to observe the property and to ensure that whoever she was meeting was not a previous victim. This was her version of due diligence, and she only stepped out the car when she was satisfied that she didn't know our reporter.
Wow.
You see how they move?
From their
We gotta learn.
perspective, they've come to rob and steal.
Yep. I mean, these bitches, they not stupid. A lot of
They do
y'all
that-
think
they
you
do
going
that y'all on dates too. They'll be like, "Oh, where are you?" And they want to see how you look. You know, they want to see what you got on.
Mm-hmm. That's true. A lot of y'all niggas, y'all think these bitches just dumb. They are finessing. No cap.
Steal from another tourist, using scolopamine, of course. As they enter the apartment, they look around, doing a quick scan, perhaps looking for hidden cameras. She even looks at the ceiling, looking for hidden cameras, and they repeat this behavior throughout the encounter.
I'm concerned about my man because I
Who do you
was
think taught them all of
sleeping.
that?
They had me drugged and knocked
Yeah, a dude definitely taught him that shit. Had to.
out by like in 15 minutes. So when he was in there, I couldn't even let him stay in there for 5 minutes.
That bitch fat as hell too.
Because I didn't know how fast they could get the drugs into his system, and I didn't want something to go wrong.
And so we make them feel comfortable while Cecilia goes and checks the other bedrooms, perhaps wanting to ensure that no one else was in the apartment. They sit down and have a conversation with our reporter, who said they were very friendly and likable, and so it's easy to see how they gain the trust of many of their victims.
It's your fault. You know, for me not to take accountability what happened to me is it would be my mistake.
But if this happened to a woman, then they would say, "Oh, girl, it's not your fault at all." Da 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 da. So I mean, I respect that he's taking accountability, but you're a victim, bro. You're a victim, and if a man was to drug a woman, you know, even if he didn't like grape her, he just robbed her and shit. Like, bro, it'll be fucking end of the world.
Because at the end of the day, I'm a grown man and I should know better than to just tell someone to serve me a drink.
As the group are inside having a conversation, the police are outside waiting to enter the apartment. The girls believe they're here to drug and rob another tourist, but they'll be in for a big surprise.
Yo, my heart just started racing and I knew like this is my time to get my redemption, you know, and this is not my country, so I didn't want to do nothing violent and try to go link up with the girls and my emotions get the best of me, so I brought the cops with me so I can go get my stuff back.
And so we go to catch a scolopamine queen, a woman who's brought misery to hundreds of lives.
Uh-oh.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
I love the look on their face when they get caught red-handed.
Hola, amiga. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Tú no acuerdas ya?
Look, she trying to act like she don't know the nigga.
¿Tú no acuerdas? ¿No acuerdas? ¿En
I
serio?
love that look on their face. That's one of my favorite looks.
En serio.
Es mi teléfono. ¿Tú no acuerdas robar mis cosas?
¿Qué necesitas?
Tú sabes, mi computadora, todo. Todo. Yo quiero 20 millones de pesos. 20? Sí. Sí.
If you want to find out what happened next,
I'm dead. Yo, that's actually pretty good, man. Niggas fucked around and found them hoes, bro. Woo, man.
Yeah, man. I got some rapid fire videos for you too.
What that is?
You got the stroker rapper who had 14 kids, about 14 different
Oh
women.
yeah.
And you know he gonna have some more. And then you got the dance hall queen. She's from overseas. She almost passed away from a BBL.
Oh shit. Yeah, I didn't get that. The link to the rapper didn't come through.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I don't know why it's not letting me exit the screen. But
Did
yeah,
you already
guys, y'all
see
gotta
that
be
video about
careful.
the one black woman, you know, basically going she went viral for talking about the passport gang.
Which one? It was a few who.
Yeah, it was a few of them. She had like locks on, and she was just saying that men are weak. You know, y'all should stay and basically deal with it, and y'all weak for running away and trying to do all of that.
No, I didn't see that. I didn't see that one.
Yeah, then you had this Lizzo type girl. She's over here talking about she need a man to make $200,000 a year, and how the first thing she do is, you know what I'm saying, like BBL, big BBL type chick.
Man, hell no. A lot of these hoes getting destroyed by these BBLs too. But I do want to talk about Kyrie, bro.
Yeah, they doing them dirty.
They doing Kyrie so dirty. I mean, why can't he just? For one, all he did was share a movie. I don't
You
give a
know they're
fuck
trying to
what
get the
type of
movie
movie.
taken down from Amazon. They're trying to get the book and the movie taken down.
Yeah, I heard. I mean, that's just crazy. But anyways, he went on a 4-minute, I guess, explanation. They have a request of list that they want him to do. It's about to be wild.
Right. And I'm gonna ask y'all from my soul to yours, please do not get distracted out here. Please do not fall victim to what the system is putting out there. It's a lot of misinformation. It's a lot of trauma going around. It's a whole lot happening in our world. And the system wants you to be depressed, wants you to be in a state of being that is low vibrational. All right. It's a change and it's a shift in what's going on in our world right now. And I'm letting you know, I'm not being arrogant or anything like that, but from 1981 to 1996, this millennial generation, I hope y'all know, we're here to shake some we're here to shake some stuff up. But in order to shake some stuff up, right? And the next generation, Gen Z, is going to come right after. So they're watching us, right? Then you got my kids' generation, which is very young. But I got on here to say this. Please do not get distracted out here emotionally, spiritually, because the system itself is, is dying. Is dying. Old ways of living.
I don't know about all that. Bro, them motherfuckers are, I mean, they have complete control. I think from what I'm seeing, how they, boom, Kyrie's done playing basketball. That nigga may not ever dribble another basketball for the rest of his life. Boom, Kanye he can't say shit online. They ban people left and right, freezing bank accounts. The system ain't changing one bit, bruh.
The old ways of doing things, it's not gonna last for too much longer, y'all. I'm just saying. And I don't know anything, right? I don't know all the answers to what's going on, but I'm saying this to y'all specifically because it's important that those that understand, that are aligned and what's going on around here, that y'all paying attention, because without us making a change right now and shifting our consciousness, our kids they're gonna fall victim to the system too. And the system I'm talking about it's a myriad of objective topics that we follow since we were kids, which is sex, love, relationships, religion, culture, class, finance, entertainment, media,
race,
social platforms at this point. Please do not fall victim to these things that are being manipulated and controlled. Please do not. Please do not. We have so many truth tellers out here that are doing the right things. And I could point them out, but you have to have your own level of discernment once you're consciously awakened to what's really going on. And I could go on and on, but look, I have to.
I mean, y'all get the point. I mean, he said some shit without saying anything. It's kind of what he does. But I mean, I support his right to say nothing without, or say a lot without saying anything. He definitely shouldn't be, released from a team for sharing a fucking movie is crazy.
I mean, that's what happens when you don't own the league. You don't own the league. You're not the team owner. You know, you got to move on their beat.
Yep. So we got Jay Williams, who came out in defense of Kyrie. So let's listen.
Every day of my life, I approach it with a state of empathy, right? Regardless of what color, what creed, what race you are, I look at people as human beings. I think that's important. But life is always about taking a stand and holding principles. So I want to explain what I feel like my stance is as a Black male in this world, okay? And conversations that I've had with my brothers and sisters in the Black community. And I want you guys to empathize with it and hear me on it. So when I hear what Kyrie Irving has to go through in order to be reinstated, I'm appalled. I'm appalled.
Right.
And let me give you examples of how I feel like we don't have the same energy and hold other people who have dealt with racial tropes accountable. So when Sarah Silverman does blackface, or when Don Imus says nappy-headed hose, or when Howard Stern
I remember that.
calls somebody the N-word in the skit, or when Brett Favre takes money from the state of Mississippi.
Yeah.
We don't ask them to get sensitivity training.
Right. Why don't they freeze these niggas' bank accounts?
We don't ask them to donate $500,000. We don't ask them to meet with the Black National Caucus. They apologize. And then, you know what? The rest of the world moves on. But what I feel like is happening here, and that's how in the Black community, like we've been told that's how the process works, right? Think about that, Bert. That's how the process works. Oh, somebody does a blackface. Oh, it was a misunderstanding. We got it. Okay. Is that person really racist? Probably not. Was it ignorant? Probably so. Okay. We understand it. We move forward. We don't like it. We would love to hold them accountable. But society and having a lot of Black people in positions of power, we don't have the governability to do that. But what we feel like happens with Kyrie is even after an apology, it's not enough.
They still got their foot on your neck. I mean, we've already spoken about the small hats. It's undeniable at this point. I mean, it really is. I don't know what the fuck else to tell you guys. But, I've broken it down already. I don't think we need to beat that drum anymore because it's already set in stone. I mean, if you really want to go back, the narrative of certain white slave owners and all that kind of stuff is fishy too, because you had a lot of small hats, who were so-called Southern glider men, but they were actually small hats who, owned very large plantations and profited immensely off of slavery. I mean, even W.E.B. Du Bois wrote about the small hats who participated in antebellum slavery and even financing, the transatlantic slave trade to a certain degree. There's a lot going on that is being suppressed, a lot of history that's being lost. And it's because certain individuals want to seem like a victim when in all actuality they were willing participants as well. Very interesting. Obviously you have to look into this yourself, but it's wild.
Enough. We feel like there needs to be more. And a lot of people I've spoken to over the last couple of days talk about this thing. Older mentors of mine talk about buck breaking. It's so we talk about tropes. This is something that we feel like in the Black community that happened way back in the day, where if there was a slave that was defiant, right, he got broken in front of everybody in order to show that he was not in a position of power. And that at the end of the day, he had to do what he was told to do because that's what was mandated of him. And there's a bigger situation going on. What's happening with Kyrie Irving? If the Nets don't want him to be there, just say you don't want him to be there.
Right.
But we should hold everybody accountable, even owners of teams accountable with things that are happening in other countries, i.e. China and Uyghurs and the Muslim genocide that is occurring, that we hear Enes Kanter talk about. But we don't keep the same energy for everybody. We pick and choose what conversational points we want to make more polarizing. And I might lose my job. I might lose deal opportunities in the future for speaking out about even the platforms that continue to promote and profit a movie that is considered anti-Semitic to billions of people. They don't have to be accountable. Who is accountable? But we're going to put everything on the shoulders of Kyrie Irving.
Right.
Who, even though he said, I cannot be anti-Semitic because if I know where I came from, stating that he's one of the 4 lost tribes. He's saying that Blacks and Jews come from the same entity, the same thing. But we don't.
And see, they don't want to have any association with you niggas. That's the problem.
Yep, that's what it is.
They don't want.
He didn't really say nothing extravagant. He's just telling you where he's from. He's just telling you what his roots are.
Right. They don't want you to claim the same set.
When a Caucasian person does their research on their heritage and where they come from.
Yep.
We don't want to understand nuance. We want to be triggered by words, and we like fire, and we like things that are, going viral on social media, and everybody has some kind of hot take, and we're calling people idiots, and we're calling people names because that's what we do. We just destroy each other. I ain't gonna destroy each other, man. I'm not gonna do that. Is Kyrie Irving anti-Semitic? Hell no.
No.
Could he have gone about it maybe a different way? That's what I would have advised him to do.
What did he do wrong? All he did was share a fucking video. All he did was share a link, and then the reporters tried to get on his ass, and he pretty much avoided the damn questions. Dude, this is some fucking bullshit.
It's because of his sphere of influence.
Yeah, man. And then that nigga LeBron turned his back on him. That shit lame as fuck.
Everybody did.
Yeah, that shit lame as fuck, man.
I hope Jay Williams can't get canceled. Is he retired?
I mean, he speaks on ESPN and does some events and stuff like that, and narrates some games. So, I mean, he has a relationship with ESPN for sure.
Don't like all of that.
Yeah, he has a relationship with ESPN for sure.
But I'm not gonna let you guys sit out here and make this dude out to be like he is a villain, like he's a bad person. He is looking to explore his heritage. Now you can crucify me if you want. I don't give a damn anymore. It's time for people to start speaking out with nuance and speaking out on the principles they stand for. That's all I'll say.
And guys, if you want me to do a video on the certain slave owners who had immense power in the 19th century, then just let me know. We'll get into it. We'll call some names. We'll call some names. Yeah, man, because I'm not about just singling out the full group. No, we'll identify certain names, and then we'll say, hey, this individual is in this group. Okay, because it's like you can't say shit online. It's like what is the point anymore at this point?
I'm still waiting on that Jeffrey Epstein black book.
Yeah.
I want those names.
Exactly.
I want to see who was on there, because you can't just throw one guy on the bus. It's a whole cult of them.
Yep. Facts. And I mean, this shit gets deep.
I can wholeheartedly say I know Kyrie Irving is not anti-Semitic.
When given the chance to say, are you anti-Semitic or not, he didn't say, no, I'm not anti-Semitic. At the press conference, tell us about that movie, why he did. He said, stop dehumanizing me. And the movie is saying white Jews invented the Holocaust and 6 million Jews didn't get killed. Okay, I know that isn't right.
Right.
Okay. Oh, I know that isn't right. Da, 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 da. That's what you say, but I mean, we have to examine that even further. We have to examine that even further. There were definitely small hats involved in what went down. I'm not saying that they were the sole arbiters of what went down, but definitely, especially from the financial aspect, there are accusations of financing both sides of the war. So, and then the number, the 6 million number, we all know that, like, come on, guys. We all know that number is off. I mean, even historians will tell you that, hey, that number is, I'm not going to say exaggerated, but it's overplayed for sure. Okay? Overplayed for sure.
Didn't get killed. Okay, I know that isn't right.
Right.
There's a gigantic historical record. Jewish people know when you dehumanize us this way, we know what's around the corner.
So in that same statement, as those are the tropes that
Yeah, and we did break down the George Soros running with Gestapo viewing the capturing, and possibly even participating in the capturing of his own people. So to just say, oh well, that didn't happen, like, it's fucking bullshit.
that dehumanize Jewish people, the same buck breaking.
What's that? I don't really know what that means, to be perfectly honest.
The slave
He's full of
masters-
shit.
I don't really know what that means.
Oh, I don't really know what that means, dude. I mean, and they will, bruh.
Y'all came up with the
I don't
term.
really know what. Dude, get the fuck out of here. You don't know what that means, and
They
what's
came
this
up with
guy's
the term,
name
but they
again?
don't know what it means.
What's his name? Jonathan Greenblatt, CEO of the ADL. You're the CEO of the ADL and you don't know what buck breaking means? Full of shit. Dude, are you kidding? I mean, can we look up this man's resume? Like, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. I mean, that off rip tells me that he's a liar. American entrepreneur, corporate executive, and 6th national director and CEO of the Anti-Defamation League. Greenblatt was born on November 21st, 1970, in Trumbull, Connecticut, to a conservative Jewish family. He graduated from Tufts University in 1992, earning a bachelor's of arts. After college, Greenblatt worked on Bill Clinton's successful presidential campaign in 92. So he worked with the Clintons in Little Rock, Arkansas. And we know Bill Clinton's history in Little Rock. A lot of drugs, guns, bodies left on his watch, allegedly. Journalists ending up dead. He went on to join the administration as an aide in the Clinton White House and later the U.S. Department of Commerce. So obviously has had a long career. He worked in the Obama administration, and you mean to tell me he doesn't know what buck breaking means?
Yeah, someone that practices racism, has institutionalized black genocide, has put a noose around black people's necks, but he's sitting here trying to be the head of the ABL and take shots at Kyrie.
Right. Like, bro literally said he doesn't know what buck breaking means. That's crazy.
And 6 million Jews didn't get killed. Okay, I know that isn't right.
Right.
There's a gigantic historical record. Jewish people.
Gigantic historical record, which, I mean, let's keep it a buck. That number has been refuted. It really has, by historians, by Holocaust historians, who say, number is a little high. And I'm gracefully saying a little.
People know when you dehumanize us this way, we know what's around the corner.
So in that same statement as those are the tropes that dehumanize Jewish people, the same buck breaking.
What's that? I don't really know what that means, to be perfectly honest.
The slave masters would bring the buck, the one that gets out of line. So all the other slaves would see lash after lash, show them the power to set an example. This is what you must do to fall in line. So when we see the 6 things that Kyrie must do to get his job back, that's dehumanizing.
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad Nick Cannon is standing on this shit. You know, even though some things Nick Cannon and I disagree, all that type of stuff, but I mean, this is
did you see what your boy
absolutely
Dr. Umar said about Kyrie?
No, I didn't see exactly what he said.
He
I
was
was watching a
basically,
stream that he said.
you know, he said a lot about nothing, but he was basically saying he wished Kyrie would have held out longer. He wished that Kyrie would have made it, you know, kind of made them sweat a little bit more. And then he was saying that they were gonna turn their backs on him anyways.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, I see, like not apologizing and you know, yeah. I mean, they played him. They played him, but
I mean,
yeah,
they set him
okay.
up, you know, hook, line, sinker.
Yeah. So guys, what I'll do is next stream I'll do some research. I'll have to go to the library and draw some names of you know some prominent small hat slave owners. And we'll get to the bottom of this because we know that they have been influential for I would say 300 years, probably a little bit over in the United States, and they've been in positions of power, okay? Positions that are pivotal to the functionality of our society today. They've always held those positions of power. So you guys have to understand.
Those last names.
Yeah. Look at those last names. Look at the originators of the NAACP, like that. I mean, the black people who were involved in the origination of the NAACP. I mean, they were literally just mascots. They had no authority over the direction of the NAACP, and now, as you can see, it is being used to confuse the masses, as almost as some like big fucking, I don't even know, like some I guess it's almost like an illusion, okay? Because I mean, let me just look it up really quick. So
Hey,
they're not
since
saying
we were
I'm anti-Semitic.
at Nick Cannon, before I forget the name, I
Mhm.
got the name of that the Pookie with the 14 kids, Jay Fickle. I don't know if he was signed to Gucci or not, but his name's Jay Fickle. 14 kids from 14 different women.
Jay Fickle. All right. I might have to save that one for Reclaim because we gonna have to talk about these niggas with no dick discipline.
Oh, and he said he wants more, so there will be more on the way.
Sheesh. Shout out to Romero Dubois with the $10 super trap. He says, YouTube was dead tonight, bro. Thanks for giving us good, informative live.
Oh, say that.
Yes. I mean, I'm trying to do my best here. Okay, so let's get into this NAACP shit really quick.
I got
The reality. Oh, okay, all right, bro.
Bro.
Yes, sir. Peace, bro. Peace. The reality of the situation is most of the organizations that you see today were not started by the community. I think we all know that. Okay. A lot of people try and make it seem like this is a black organization, but during that time, I mean, even as you see, W.E.B. Du Bois had left the NAACP because they weren't giving jobs to African Americans. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting story there. But the movements have definitely been co-opted. Let's see. Give me 1 second so I can pull this up really quick. I don't know what the fuck is taking so long. The Wi-Fi is trash. Okay, so as you can see, take a look at this picture. Founders of the NAACP, Mary White Ovington. They add W.E.B. Du Bois, which from his writings, apparently he had no say in how the organization was ran. And then Moorfield's story, okay, alleged abolitionists and whatnot. It's fine. We're not going to take away from their quote unquote contribution, but I'm just trying to let you guys know that these organizations that they're not necessarily Black organizations. Lots going on, folks. A lot is going on. I'm a little tired today because I've been doing a couple stories back to back. It's getting funky up here, guys. It very much seems hopeless in a way. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not the type of guy to like be out here trying to, you know, like I'm not no fucking motivational speaker or nothing like that. I'm just saying from my perspective, like all the shit that's going on in the streets, and then politically you have these you know, icons who are being torn down, completely destroyed, is absolutely insane. So anyways, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Appreciate everybody for joining the stream. I'm gonna probably go live a couple more times this week when we get some more results from the elections. But with that being said, you already know what it is. Be safe out here. I'm gonna keep putting out videos, and we are going to crack into the historical significance of what Kyrie and Kanye are saying. I don't really like how people are just like, you know, turning their backs on him like that. I mean, Kanye, he has been saying some crazy shit. I'm not gonna lie, in a certain context, but once he got off the pills and then like he exposed Charlie Pasternak, you know, kind of made me look at the whole situation a lot different. Harley Pasternak, I keep calling him Charlie, but and then like the passing of Aaron Carter, y'all know Aaron Carter's last tweet, and this will be the last thing. They also took away his blue check mark after he died, I guess. But Aaron Carter's last tweet, yo, Kanye, let's talk man to man. That shit crazy. That shit crazy. Then boom, he just dies. The handlers are not playing. The handlers are not playing. Let me see if maybe Harley had some connections with Aaron Carter. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I don't know. This is a pretty good video. this woman is kind of breaking down who else Harley Pasternak trained. So let's listen up.
This is a great question. Who else does Harley Pasternak train? Well, according to his website, he trains a lot of celebrities, or at least has trained at one point. This is Harley Pasternak's website. It says, transform your body, transform your life. I scrolled down and I went to...
He's literally a Hollywood handler. He's literally a Hollywood handler.
see Harley's celebrity clients. The first one that pops up is Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga.
I mean, obvious people who have, had very weird behavior changes in a short period of time, especially Lady Gaga.
Gwyneth Paltrow, Kim Kardashian. Like I said, the list goes on and on. Kanye is on there. It also says on his website that he's been featured on Revenge Body with Khloe Kardashian. There's Charlie Puth, Amy Schumer, Adam Levine, John Mayer, Rihanna, Megan Fox, literally so many A-listers.
Miley Cyrus,
Robert Pattinson, Jessica Simpson. It's just, it goes on and on. Katy Perry, and also the late Mac Miller, rest in peace, but he's also on this
Mac
list.
Miller.
As you can see, it just goes on and on. He's clearly trained a lot of celebrities. Now, I don't think he currently trains everyone. I don't think it would be possible for him to currently train all of these people.
I mean, he's a handler. Whenever they get out of line, I mean, it's literally everybody. It's literally everybody in Hollywood.
But it looks like at one point he has worked with a number of these
Christ.
celebrities. Again, I'm not sure when he's worked with them or anything, but this is just, I'm going based off of what is on his website. We have Jennifer Hudson, Jonah Hill, Orlando Bloom. It goes on and on and on. I'll just keep scrolling and you guys can see who else is listed on the website. But you can look at it yourself if you go on harleypasternak.com. The website is up and running and there's all this information on it. A lot of these pictures are very old of the celebrities, so it looks like it maybe hasn't been updated in a while, or that maybe he hasn't worked with these people in a while.
Bruh. I mean, it's really that obvious, bro. It's really that obvious. Even people in the comments saying, "Yeah, he's not a trainer. He's a handler. He's definitely a handler and keeps them in line when they act up." Okay. Shit is crazy. Let me see. I'm trying to see if he might have trained Aaron Carter too, because that would be wild as well. I don't know, but I thought that last tweet by Aaron Carter was interesting. Anyways, you already know what it is. It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Appreciate y'all for joining the stream. Woo, sorry I didn't have the energy today, man. It was tough to get through this one, but hey, you already know what it is. Peace. Until next time.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/BlackGenZMindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa.
Yo, ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit
that's
on.
that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jaquavius
Hey,
Jackson,
jump on that
here
nigga,
live.
man.
Reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
So it is what it is.